Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Wellness Talks Brief. So I'm going to use today one of my absolute favorites. I've used this for quite some time, and it's just a good way of coming to terms with the day-to-day stressors that we have to deal with, and what your mind's trying to do when it's trying to solve all those problems all at once, thinking that someday, if I can just solve these problems, everything is going to be amazing. So stick around as I walk through something to chew on, something to play with, to help you to be able to come to terms with. You will always have exactly 88 problems. Okay, so really, 88 problems. That's just put out there to kind of disrupt your mind, get your mind thinking, wait, what? What is he talking about? 88 problems? I don't have that many problems. Or maybe you're thinking, I have far many more problems than that. Come on, Todd. The number's arbitrary, but it's an exercise, and it's one that's important. So I'm going to stick with 88 problems, primarily because, well, that's how I originally learned it. So we have exactly 88 problems, and the mind, its job is to try to solve those problems. A bill comes in. I've got a problem. Got a child that needs daycare. I have to find a new job. I don't like my job. I don't like my mother-in-law. I don't like my father-in-law. I don't want, I don't need, I don't wish, all these things. I'm sure that you can come up with a list of 88. I'm sure your mind would have no problem giving me a list and then some. So, here's the thing. Do you ever notice that once you actually fix a problem, another problem pops out of the universe onto your plate? It's like I got 88 problems, I figure this one out, that one's done, plop, I turn around, another issue, another complication, another challenge. Boom, there it is. I have a scratchy throat. I got another problem. Boom. We spend our time and we've bought into somehow that if we can just do this, then someday I won't have any of that. I won't have any problems. But it's not the most realistic way of looking at things. So this is an acceptance exercise. It's accepting that there is always going to be something else that we are going to have to handle. I just gave you another problem to think about that problem. And it seems daunting. Why is he telling me this? This is not going to help me feel any better. Well, again, it's just noticing and accepting, holding it lightly, that this is life. And of course, what we're not taking into account is when we solve these problems, there's a moment of triumph. There's a moment of satisfaction. And when we do that often enough, consistently enough, there's meaning. That was a really tough moment, but I did this thing and it ended up turning out this way, and I would do it no other way. It's a personal validation of what the things are that actually matter to you to the most, and the values that you are trying to bring into the world. And again, it's not like it's ever going to go away. It'd be like, I don't want to breathe. I wish I could breathe underwater. I wish that we could just fly. All of those things, well, we're stuck. This is just the system as it is. And no amount of pushing back and fighting with it is going to do us any good. It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of our energy. Now, of course, you could argue that if the mind chews on it long enough, we can fly in a plane. We can go underwater with scuba diving equipment or a submarine. And we can go into space in a ship. The mind is really good at doing what it does. And most of the time, that is a fantastic ally to have. But where it gets in the way is thinking that someday, if I could just get all of these things done, I won't have any more problems. It's much easier then to just accept. I breathe, I sleep, and I will always have 88, or whatever number suits you best, 23, 75, 33, 64, doesn't really matter. You will always have challenges. There will always be problems. Now, there is a bright side to this. Even though I might pull them off and I might hit 87 or 86 and then 2 more fall back on, you'll never have more than 88 problems. We only have so much bandwidth. We can only handle so many things at one time. We can only keep those things in our mind for so long. So the silver lining is that you'll never have more than 88 issues. Now, of course, some may seem way bigger than others, but I'm sure you've noticed that when something big lands on your plate, we pay a lot less attention to one of the other ones that up until that moment was a big deal. All of a sudden, it's no longer a big deal. In other words, if we accept the fact that we will always have 88 problems, that we have always had 88 problems, and you have managed to make it to this point, then you can make it through the rest. 88 problems forever, from the moment you arrived here to the moment we leave. But the fact of the matter is that you have handled 88 problems every single day of your life up until this point. That should be some pretty good evidence that if you're willing to really look at these things, let them sit out in front of you, you will find a way to get through these 88 problems you're dealing with today. I hope you enjoy that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and of course, don't forget to subscribe below. And if you want, ring the bell so that when I put new videos out, you'll get notified. And until the next time, may you be well.